Welcome to Mercy's Designs. My name is Mercy and I demonstrate Stampin' Up! Products. Today I'm going to show you this fun fold. Now this was inspired by Julie Davison and I thought it would be a fabulous card to use the Birthday Piggy. This is a brand new set for the 2022 annual catalog. So how this fun fold works is I have actually secured it under this sentiment. And this sentiment, by the way, is from Cottage Rose. And the die cut is from the Heron Habitat dies. So this label die. And so anyhow, you just pull it apart like that, pull it open, and then it opens up. And I used more of the images from this little piggy. And I thought, go to your happy place and stay there all day. It was just hilarious. So I definitely had to use that. And look at this piggy enjoying its mud. So this is a birthday card. And I hope no one would take offense by it, but I think it would definitely crack me up. So let me know in the comments below if getting a pig card would offend you or really tickle your funny bone. So let's get started. I'm going to show you how to make this card and the base, and then we will be speeding up some of the parts just to keep the video shorter. So let's get started. I'm going to bring in my trimmer and we will be doing some scoring. So what you will need is a base, and this base is 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, and then we're going to score it at 5 1/2, which is not halfway, of course, like normal cards. And then this one will be the center flap, and that is 3 inches by 8 1/2. Now, normally this is not as long, but I had to modify it to be able to use these stylish shapes. Well, actually, no, this is the Deckled rectangle dies. So I wanted to use those, and that's why I changed it. And by the way, those Deckled rectangle shapes are just fabulous. So without further ado, let's get started. So if I can get my Post-it off, we're just going to pop this in, and I'm going to go to 5 1/2 and score, and then we will bring in this one, and this one will be a half, scored halfway, which is 4 1/4. So I'm going to put this in and get it set 4 1/4. I almost did 4 1/8. I don't know why. Okay, so that's all the scoring that needs to be done for this card. So I will burnish these score lines and this one. So now we have 2 cards, and they're like this, and we are going to put them together. So this one will eventually be like this, but I would suggest going ahead and adding your DSP. So I did write down some of the measurements here, and I will have these in the description below. So I wanted to use the center since this will be covered. So I just die cut out with the smaller of the 2 Deckled, and it will not show because I will use it in the card for the piggy in the mud. So it's just another way to stretch your DSP, and no one will hopefully know the difference. So I just hate to waste a whole sheet of DSP like this. Well, it's not a whole sheet, but you know, a standard card size front. So I'm just gonna plop that in. And then we have another piece of matching DSP, and we're going to add this. So this DSP, by the way, is the Lovely in Linen, and I thought it really was kind of a country feel look, vintage, of course, look that looked really good with this card. So after this, we are now ready to add our flap. So let's see, this is why I like the liquid glue. You get that little bit of wiggle room, so if you feel like you have it off a little bit, you have a chance. So that's how that comes out. Now we're going to go ahead and add this, but I would suggest adding the label just to make sure that you do not like have it this too far or so on. There's a little bit of room to switch this up a little. So what I have here is I'm going to add some of the little mini dots here, and you could use also a strip. So I want it on the left side, so when I'm adding it, it'll be on the right initially. And to save time, I'm just going to cut off actually some of this. This would work. So just cut along here a piece. Let's see, that's a little long, so cut it down and add that here. Okay, so now that will be popped up on one side. So I'm going to bring this in and try to center it more or less. So you can see centering from here to here. And then I'm going to center this here. So that looks pretty good, I think. I feel like I got it a little far down. Okay, that looks good. And now I know it's not going to interfere. So what's left is to add this, and then we are going to do some stamping and then put the card, finish the card up. Stamping and coloring this time. So I just add this to the center, and I'm just centering it. And if it's a little off, I'm going to quickly check again. Yeah, it still works. So, because you have that little wiggle room. All right, let's get some stamping, and I will speed this next part up so you can just sit back and watch. Okay, so now we're going to finish assembling the card. My coloring today was a little off. I think I had too much caffeine this morning. I was a little shaky, but you get the idea on how I colored this. I did color it a little differently than my first example, and of course the DSP is different. So we're going to just quickly finish assembling this card. So as you can see, the reason why I did extend this is so this Deckled die could be accommodated. And because there's no dies for this Birthday Piggy, it is very handy to use that. So now this is pretty plain right here. I did do this ahead of time. Go to your happy place and stay there. And so we were just going to add it. This was the larger of the two Deckled dies that I used to cut this one out, or die cut this out. So I will again have the dimensions, but this is approximately almost 4 inches by 2.5. So you can see that. So on the left side, in this flap, we're going to add the Birthday Piggy. So as you can see, I sponged this around here, and then I also just used a blend to highlight around the pig. So super cute. And this is, of course, a Night of Navy base, or matte, I should say. So I'm just centering this here. Could be a little, yeah, there it is, smidge up, huh? Okay, and then from what I had taken out, this is the reverse side. So I put it on here, and we're just going to add him here. But if you want a little less like of this green, all you would need to do, and I actually will do this real quick, is stamp here. Now this probably would have been better to do before I did all the, you know, adding these layers, but you can do it after. Just protect your surface. This is tone on tone with soft succulent. This particular stamp I got from Glad We're Friends, and that's also a super cute animal set, which I plan to use with cats and dogs. So obviously you don't need to do the center, but I thought this little stamp here really mimics the birthday, this one, with some of the, it just went really well together. I could have done like a speckled one would also work to kind of fill in that. So I think I could do just a teeny bit here. Okay. Leave enough, well, leave enough. There's a saying, I can't think of it now. Anyway, I'm not gonna keep messing with it, more the bottom line. So I'm just gonna pull that aside, and you can see it just kind of fills in some of that and makes it less. I thought about matting this as well, but then I didn't want to add bulk, so that's why I decided not to. So super cute, I think you can see, and I hope you enjoyed this. So that I will just put this back in like that and bring back in the original card. If you like this, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. If you have any stamping needs or comments, you want to contact me directly, please email me at mewants3@gmail.com, and I'd be happy to help you place an order with the host code or answer any of your questions. Also, leave a comment below and let me know what you think. And the question was, would you be insulted to get a pig card, or would you think it's funny? I think it would be funny, but that's just me. So I love this card. I think it's a great layout. Some people call it a joy fold, others call it a double flap. So whichever. So I'm just going to tuck back in. So thank you so much for watching, and happy stamping.